business owners and executives from around the Valley. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Good morning and thank you for watching Business Leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza. We're here in the studios at KMPH Fox 26. First of all, I would like to thank Flooring Liquidators for making this episode possible. Every Tuesday morning, I bring you a different business leader right here on Business Leaders. I have Kopi Soteropoulos in studio. You can hear him giggling over here.
Well, you know, you're mentioning business leaders. I've worked in business, short order cook. I used to deliver the Fresno Bee, but as a leader, it's an honor to have that associated with my name, at least for this half hour.
And to introduce you, and especially here, we're on KMPH Fox 26, but anywhere on television, to introduce you, it's like it's an oxymoron for me. It's like if the most recognizable face, and I've told you this before, in our valley is Kopi.
Well,
and everybody
thank you.
talks about maybe the first time you walked into their school, and you hear that often.
Oh, quite often. It's heartwarming, you know, and it's humbling.
Humbling. You've been since 1971.
Yeah, I got into business in 1971. I just finished San Francisco State, got hired by Mr. Pappas for KMPH Fox 26 when they went on the air October 11th, 1971. And I've been hustling television ever since, and movies. And
we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And if you live under a rock and you don't know who Kopi is, if you watch Great Day here on KMPH Fox 26, you see Kopi's face in the morning, and everybody remembers the 10-day forecast.
Oh, yeah.
And you've been doing that for years.
Yeah, ever since we started on the news back in 1990 when I came back from LA. And they hired me to be the weatherman, and here we are, you know, still weathering away. The weather hasn't gotten to us.
So Kopi, let's talk about your early years of the story of when you came to the United States.
Sure.
And that journey with your family. And how did it get to 1971 when you found yourself working in the business?
Well, it's it's a typical immigrant story. We're Greek, and my mother and father. And I was born in Greece, and my parents endured, like a lot of people in Europe at that time, World War II and the Civil War in Greece. And we had an aunt, my dad's sister, and her husband lived here in Fresno, and they brought us over as displaced persons. And in a photo that we have,
I believe, it's the image of your family too. And this image is from Greece?
Yes, it is. It's from the village, the home where my father was born, that my grandfather built in 1892. Now, it's much bigger than this. But
and which one are you?
My mother is in the center
with
the dark dress. My aunt is to her right, and other cousins, all of my cousins there. And my dad is on the right side if we're looking at the screen like this. And I'm in her lap, kind of wrapped up, bundled up in a blanket and who knows what else. And that's me, my mom Anastasia, and my dad Vasily. And they were farmers. My dad was a farmer with his brother. And this house, like I said, the house was born, and the wood grew, and we fed it milk, and oh my gosh, look at this. It was built in 1898 by my grandfather, who was named Prokopi. So I was named after my grandfather, and my son Vasily was named after my father, his grandfather, and then our son, Vasily's son and Crystal's son, is named after me, after his grandfather. So it's a Greek tradition, and it's popular in Europe. The European cultures do the same thing. It's not written in stone, and if you don't do it, you're out of the will, type of thing. That I've heard of. But so, and that's how the legacy continues, and it's wonderful.
So you come over to the United States. You find yourself coming in Ellis Island. Coming into New
Ellis
York.
Island.
And how did the journey happen after that?
It was an I believe from my parents said it was like an 18-day trip. Coming across the Atlantic through the Mediterranean, and then coming over to New York. And it was a ship that brought us over. It was used before as just a cruise ship, and then during the war, they used it as a ship to bring American troops over to Europe to fight. They'd bring over, they'd go back, bring over, they'd go back. And eventually, once the World War II stopped, it was used to bring immigrants and whatever else they had. And that's the ship we came over with to New York. And we took a train to Chicago and San Francisco. And then we took a bus to Fresno. I don't know if it was Greyhound or Greek Round or whatever. I don't know. But I was only
But
a
it
kid,
was a bus.
So, and that's what
You were
brought us over.
three
and a half years old.
3.5 years
when I
old?
came
Okay,
over.
okay.
Yeah. So, and that's how we ended up in Fresno. And we were blessed that they took the ability and the care and love to bring us over to America because it's a land of opportunity. And then my dad worked for the railroad. My uncle used to work for Southern Pacific as a section foreman. Got him a job as a laborer. My dad was almost 50 when he came over to America, so he was no spring chicken.
Yeah.
And he worked there, and my mom worked at St. Agnes in the hospital, in the kitchen, and also in the laundry many years. And here we are.
And there you are. So in 1971, it's 50 years celebration anniversary here at KMPH Fox 26. But Kopi, you worked in this business starting in 1971. But before that all started, and I think we have a photograph of the very first time you spoke in front of an audience.
Yes, I did.
Which is very common for you now. And I think this is the image
this
right
is
here.
The photo. Gee, pick me out. Which guy is this? But this is the 6th grade talent show at Fremont Elementary here in Fresno, where I went to elementary school. And I auditioned for the MC, and I got, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can hardly memorize. And so I was they picked me to be the MC of the talent show.
So you just hosted it?
Yeah, hosted it.
That was the beginning of a long career.
Yeah, little did I know, but it was wonderful. I was a loudmouth anyway, kind of a ham. So, and there we are, that's the 6th grade talent show.
The 6th grade talent show. And then so you start off in 1971, and I don't think everybody knows, but Kopi had a career on the silver screen, on they call it the tube. The tube television, and then came back to work in the business that you started on in 1971. So we're going to see that here in just a moment. And I can't say this enough, I'm very honored to have you on my program.
Thank you for asking me. I'm honored. Are you kidding?
Yeah, and you said business. I'm not a business person, but you have an effect on business people, and we look up to you, and you have been such a pleasant experience. Anywhere you go, everybody says, he's such a nice, humble guy. And I know your son's sitting off and going, you don't know the real Kopi. No.
I guess the check didn't clear.
Didn't clear. But your son, great guy, he's going to come on in the 3rd segment, so we'll be able to see Vasily. But we'll be right back with more business leaders here in a moment. Kopi Soteropoulos in studio, what a pleasure. And thank you for joining us every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. for Business Leaders right here on KMPH Fox 26. Don't go away. Welcome back to Business Leaders here on KMPH Fox 26. My name is Lance Cardoza, and I'm joined by Kopi Soteropoulos. And Kopi, if you were here in the first segment, you got to hear a little bit of Kopi's story on when he broke into Hollywood. Showbiz. You went down.
6th grade.
Sixth grade. You started, but it was the beginning of an illustrious career. You didn't do just a bit part or a movie. You did several different shows.
Yeah, we were very fortunate, and it was a dream. It was always something I wanted to do. And as I tell kids in school, I say, if it's something you want to do, if you really want to do it, get your education, understand the ups and downs of what you're getting into, and then go for it. Don't just jump into it. It's going to be a lot of fun, because you could learn a terrible lesson. So anyway, that's what I talk to kids about. If you got it, go for it, so you have no regrets. I'm 74, and I have no regret about that. We did it, and that was it. But anyway, it was...
So 1971, you started your first show.
Right here at Channel 26. I was hired to write and produce commercials. We didn't have news. And then we also started, a couple of years later, afternoon movie show called Dialing for Dollars. And where people will watch the movie, and then we spin, and then they guess.
Oh, there it is right here.
There it is. Oh my gosh, it's right. Oh, and the same jacket. Look at that.
Hold on a second. This is the same jacket.
There you go. All right. It's the same jacket, and it fits just almost as good. But I've been lifting weights, so it's been a little tight. You understand that.
So Dialing for Dollars. Tell me about Dialing for Dollars.
It was a game show that we had Monday through Friday for 2 or 3 years, and it was very popular. and then it was time for it to go away, like a lot of things. But that was a lot of fun. So it gave me on the air every day, and we had a blast. We had a blast doing that. Wow. And then I was here about 6 years, and I'd been married, Elaine and I married my wife in 1975, and I told her, you know, we got to go to Hollywood. And I told her that before we got married, and she goes, okay, you know, newlywed and all that stuff.
Let's go, yeah.
So what we did, we, in 76, I went up and told Mr. Pappas, who was kind enough to hire me, and I thank him. He gave me a start in this business, and I'll never regret it. So thank you, Harry. And so I said, you know, we're going to Hollywood, and we packed up our bags. We had about $1,000 between the two of us, and we went to Hollywood, found a little Hollywood apartment to hang out in, to live in, and my wife got a job. I started taking acting classes, started doing extra work, you know, $18 a day and a box lunch on a studio somewhere or out on location. Yeah. And one of the first ones I ever did was the Howard Hughes story with Tommy Lee Jones. Now, what's interesting about this, I'm in this photo right over there. My eyes are over like a spy, and right there. Right. So that I got on that, which was lucky, just lucky that I was there, and they took the shot and put it in the flyer here. But the thing is, what's really interesting about this, when I was an extra, there was a scene where the principal actress and the actor were going to go divorce proceedings for Howard Hughes. She won divorce, you know, Howard Hughes. Yeah. So they're going up there. This was in Pasadena. So they needed another person to be a reporter. You know, no lines or anything. So Charlie Ziarko, the AD, comes over and says, Kopi, here's your notepad. No lines, just write like you're writing down what they're saying as a reporter. I said, okay, Charlie. So here's three of us going up the steps of the courthouse in Pasadena. And as we're getting closer to the camera, I'm ready to pass it. And I'd written down a line, and I said, why are you divorcing Howard Hughes? Don't you love him anymore? And we go by the line. Cut. What? What do you mean you didn't have a mic on him? Put a mic on him. I want that line.
The director.
The director. It's like, what? And I'm not in the union. I'm not supposed to talk in these movies. But for some reason, the good Lord said, open your mouth. You do it other times. Do it now.
Do it now, yeah.
So we said it, and they wanted to give me $50. And I said, you know, it's been a few years since I've been trying to get in the Guild. If you could help me get in the Guild, I'd appreciate it.
And this is the Screen Actors Guild.
Screen Actors Guild,
yeah.
When they were not together, it was separate, the Guild. Okay. So he went to the director. They said, look, here's a note. Call the producer and set up an appointment. So they gave me that. I called up the producer to go to his office in Studio City, MTM Productions in Studio City. And so I called up. I go over there, get into the elevator. Before it closed, it opened again, and this guy comes in with shorts, tattered shorts, and a little cute old lady. And the door closes, and I look over, and it's Paul Newman.
Paul Newman.
In the same elevator with me. Well, let's put it this way. I was in the same elevator with Paul Newman. So it was, you know, and then he got out, and what do you say to Paul Newman?
So it was a surreal moment.
Surreal moment. One of those things that
happen
and you never expected. And people say, you're kidding me. So anyway, so I go in, and Roger, I forget his last name, great guy, you know, wrote a letter to the Screen Actors Guild, said, we found an actor that will play this person, because they got people that looked like me, or not like me, but like the real people. So Kopi Soteropoulos looks like so-and-so. So he wrote the letter. I went to SAG, got in the Screen Actors Guild, got my $172, and got into SAG.
Got into SAG. And it led to many other films. So we have some images of some of the television shows and films that you're going to recognize. This one here, this is Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk,
The television show Incredible Hulk, and there you are, Kopi.
So it was great. And I got an agent, a friend of mine, a relative, had a coffee shop, a restaurant rather, in Sonora, and he knew a famous actor, Herschel Bernardi, who is on television, Broadway. And he knew him, so he gave me his number. He gave him my number. He called me. I called him up, and he gave me this person in LA to talk to, and we'll get to that when we come back. Oh, wait a minute, we got a little more time.
Look at another image here, so you can see some of the stuff, and you're going to recognize some of these.
Oh yeah,
Michael Landon.
Yeah, Highway to Heaven.
Yeah, there you are. Look at that mustache there, Kopi.
And Mary Tyler Moore show. This was her variety show after she had her sitcom. They taped, I think, 12 shows. They only 3 survived the ratings, you know, which is unfortunate. If they ran mine, who knows? But anyway, that's the way it goes.
Here you are, Eddie Murphy. There's Eddie Murphy right there, and Kopi Soteropoulos. We're going to talk about that career that you had, and also coming back here and the career that we've watched you here on Great Day.
Awesome.
And still watch you every morning here on
Thanks.
Great Day. Don't go away. More to come with Business Leaders. My name is Lance Cardoza, and you can go to businessleaders.tv and watch this episode and other episodes right here. We'll be right back with more. Don't go away. Welcome back to Business Leaders. This one's been a special one, Kopi Soteropoulos, and you see this nice, good-looking young man over here, Vasily. And this is your son you were talking
That's
about.
right, Vasily Soteropoulos,
Yeah.
and a real estate agent, and a dad with almost a newborn, a year old.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Yeah, I'm one.
Yeah, very cool. So I'm bringing you on the show. You're going to be on my show next week.
Yeah.
And talk about your career and growing up with this guy.
We'll have plenty to talk
We have
about.
plenty to talk about.
All right, don't worry, I'll send the check. Stop it.
Yeah. During the pandemic, you did a cooking show.
Yeah.
From home.
Yes.
With your wife, and I
Yeah.
think your daughter was
Yeah.
running the camera.
Yeah, Anastasia, our daughter, was the camera operator, and it was
Elaine,
just the
yeah.
iPhone. And my wife, Elaine, and I started a cooking show. They wanted us to do something because I had to stay home for about 3 months. I could only mow the lawn so many times. There was only There's only so many rooms I could paint in the house.
Cleaning the gutters.
Cleaning the
We did
gutters.
a week on gutters,
Yeah,
yeah.
and man, she said, "Don't get on that ladder. Get down from that ladder." So they said,
He
"Well,
knows
how
how
about a
real
cooking
that
show?"
is. He's
Oh, yeah.
laughing, yeah.
That's
yeah.
real.
So we did a cooking show for about 3 months,
Oh,
and
awesome,
Vasily
awesome.
was in a few of them, helped us out,
Mm-hmm.
and every day we had a new recipe. And
Yeah.
the thing is, and I mean, Elaine was the chef, not me.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I was the sous chef. Yes, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
You were
Yes,
the
dear.
gimmick. She was the one bringing
She was
the
talent.
talent.
And,
Yeah.
and you know, even now, when I'm out at a grocery store or somewhere, and they say, you know, we love that cooking show with your wife. She did a great job. They don't say anything about me. Not a word. No,
You were there.
I was there, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. But we had so much fun, and we all gained a few pounds.
Yeah, a few
But the
pounds.
problem was, if you had something that you're cooking that was, it takes 4 hours, you had to redo it the same day,
Yeah.
the day before rather. So after you put the ingredients in, stick it in the oven, voila, here it is.
There it
done.
is.
So
Wow.
it was a lot of work.
But it was a whole family operation. You
Pretty
got them
much.
involved
But
in
our
the
daughter
production.
Anastasia was our photographer, our camera person,
Yeah.
and she did a great job. God bless you. Love you, kiddo. Love you.
Also, before the break,
Yeah.
we were talking about your career. Silver Screen,
Yeah.
on the tube. You did several shows. I saw you on Three's Company,
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. Just before that, we had Eddie Murphy. Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy, and we could show that image again. This
Yeah.
is one of the last films you did
This
before you
was
came
actually
back.
the last show we did before we had made the decision to come back to Fresno, and it was wonderful. I auditioned for the bartender, but Eddie wasn't there for the audition. I was just to a camera and the casting director.
Yeah.
They do it like this, do it like this, do it like that. Bam! They called up the next day. You got it.
Yeah.
Boom! I get to work with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm okay, yeah.
So, so it was a great scene. We filmed at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel downtown, where the lobby is. They turned that into a bar.
Yeah.
And you know what kind of bar it was.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
A little bit there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so it took us. We came in Friday morning at 8, finished Saturday morning at 4 for the whole scene. A lot of costume changes.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I got to work with Eddie. Our scene took about 4 hours to do, and great guy, funny, easy to get along with. It's just made you feel so good.
And
I'm working with Eddie Murphy.
You were in
man.
Eddie Murphy, and people at home are watching this going, I had no idea. I had no idea. Go into IMDb,
Yeah.
and you'll see the career
Yeah.
that you set out. If you dream
Yeah.
and you want to do it, you
Yeah.
put in the hard work,
Do it.
you can do it.
If you got a dream, do it, because if you don't, you'll regret it later. And I'm not regretting it, because I'm 74 years young, and I don't regret. I did it,
Yeah.
so I can look back and say that's what I did.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was another image with Mary Tyler Moore. You had talked to Mary Tyler Moore,
Yeah.
or you probably watched her on
Yeah.
television, and here you are.
Yeah. I got to
You're
work with
now on
David
the show.
Letterman, Michael Keaton, Swoozie Kurtz on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. They were all part of her cast. We did segments, humorous segments. I was the chef right there in her kitchen, and she made me take the chicken out of the chicken pan out of the oven, and put it in the sink, and my fingers are burning, and it was fun. We had so much fun with that scene and other scenes we did. She's a great lady.
A lot of people are watching this show,
bless her.
and they're wanting to hear Vasily tell a story, what it's like growing up with a father, Kopi.
Yeah, you know what?
Icon of the Valley.
Yeah, I guess so, but when you're a kid, you don't really realize it.
Yeah.
I think he started on the air when I was about 9 years old. second grade.
Yeah.
And at that age, it was just, oh, your dad has this job,
He's
and
going
this
to
is
work.
what he's going to do. And
Yeah.
just like anyone else might have a job,
Yeah.
it just seemed very normal from the
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah.
And I'm sure when people hear your last name, they say something.
Sometimes.
Often, sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
sometimes they can't read it or are embarrassed to
They can't
butcher
figure it out.
Don't worry, we're used to it.
Yeah,
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
It happens every day. But
What's your name? Kopi is really
Prokopios Vasilios Soteropoulos.
Vasilis.
And there's
That
Vasilis
came out
there.
of the name.
strong.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so Kopi for short. Yeah.
Kopi for short.
Yeah.
And the Greek culture carries on the name. Vasily was your
Yeah.
father's name,
That's
correct?
correct,
So
correct.
it's out of a respect of years
Yeah.
you pass the name down.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's-
beautiful. And I'm very humble and excited to be able to tell your story, and I know you are too, because a lot of people don't realize that Kopi's just not doing your weather, not showing up to your school, and I hear not children, but people that maybe in their 30s,
Yeah.
hey, you went to my school
Yeah.
and talk, and a lot of times you remember that conversation.
Yeah, it's amazing
That
sometimes how
topic,
some
yeah.
come back.
And they
But
come
now
back.
I'm just on 7 to 9 every morning
Yeah.
and having a blast.
Well, as a viewer, and my kids watched you for years, and they talk about you coming to the school. I know you have people that say stuff about it all the time too.
All the time, yeah.
You don't just come and do your job; you live your job, and
Yeah.
I think you love your community. I
I
know
do.
you do.
This is home.
Yeah, home. The same jacket he started with in 1971, right
Right
at
here,
KMPH Fox 26. It looks like it's brand new, bought right here in Visalia.
You know, I could sell it
This is
for
where
a
you
few
got it.
bucks.
Yeah, just for a few bucks.
26, 27 bucks. 26.
$26.
26. There we
Right.
go.
I like your
First
return
bidder.
there. Very good.
First bidder. So I just appreciate you being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Vasily, we're going to have you on the show next week.
Looking
and they'll
forward
be
to
able to
it.
catch it here, right here on Fox 26. That's all the time we have for Business Leaders every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Have a great day.